Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Monday, January 28th, 2013. Let's jump right into the charts here. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that the futures are trading higher by 1.25 right now to 14.97 per contract. Yes, the market did close above 1,500 on Friday in the S&P 500 index. So a big psychological number reached, closed upon. Today we're getting a little bit of a slight little pullback here, but futures are still positive before the opening bell. We still have about an hour and 7 minutes to go. So again, right now we're trading around 14.97. We'll see where this market trades out. Generally, Mondays are going to be light volume trading session. I don't really see all that much disruption in the way today. I think it'll probably be just another light volume day for the most part going forward. A few other things to cover real quick. One, we're going to take a look here at the gold market. Gold is just down $1, but gold continues its little bit of a pullback, now trading at $1,658 an ounce. Let's take a look at the GLD, which is a good proxy for spot gold, and that's trading at $160.45. The GLD did close at $160.65 on Friday afternoon. So again, little downtick in the GLD. Nothing horrific here, but really not seeing a lot of strength in the gold market, at least not yet. We do have a stronger U.S. dollar today. It's only up by 10 cents, not that big a deal. It has pulled back from the morning highs, as you can obviously see, but still positive by 10 cents. Let's take a look at the oil markets. The oil markets are up by 29 cents in light sweet crude. So that's light sweet crude today trading at $96.18. The USO, which is a proxy for light sweet crude, trading at $34.81. So again, crude is upticking a little bit. The USO is upticking a little bit. Nothing dramatic, but light sweet crude continues to hold up pretty well as of late. It doesn't even look that strong, but each and every day it seems to go up a little bit more. So again, that $100 mark is getting closer and closer as we speak. So we'll see where this thing trades out. But again, if a dollar is stronger, expect oil prices to come down. If the dollar gets weaker after the opening bell, expect oil prices to move higher. That's pretty much the way it works going forward. There is going to be some economic news, I believe, out at 8:30 today. You're going to have some durable good orders. That can move markets sometimes. Also, I believe at 10:30 you're going to have the January reading of the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Activity Index. So again, I don't think that one's going to be a big deal, but nonetheless, you will have that economic due out at 10:30. And I think at 10 o'clock there may be something else. Pending home sales data for December, I think, could be out at 10 o'clock. So you do have economic data coming out this morning, so you want to be aware of that. I don't think anything's going to really shake this market up all that much, but we'll just see how it all plays out going forward. Last night in the Asian markets, you did have the Nikkei finishing down nearly 1%. The Shanghai index was up 2.4%. So watch Chinese ADRs today. They could be in play. Chinese ADRs could be strong today. The Indian Sensex was basically flat. Singapore basically flat. And the Hang Seng was up about, I think, 0.4%. So not a big deal there. But the big winner last night was definitely the Shanghai. The big loser was definitely the Nikkei, Japan. And we'll see how this all shakes out. But watch the Chinese ADRs today. If the U.S. markets are strong, they could be catching a bid just on the back of that Chinese inflation. All right, so let's take a look here at a few different stocks in the news. We're going to start off with Caterpillar. That's the biggest one out there. The stock closed at $95.58. Right now it's trading at $98. Nice little pop for Cat. Around $100.75, somewhere around there. Stock's going to stall out a little bit, hit some resistance. I don't know if it will be a big deal. I wouldn't short it there. The level I would watch for a potential short scalp would be around 102.33, right around that level, 102.32, somewhere there. I think Caterpillar probably could be scalped on the short side. It's a fairly strong gap. It's not super strong, but it's decent. It's nothing to sneeze at. But it may watch the stock, see if it stalls out around 100.5. That's not your shorting area, though. Your shorting area, if you want to play it for a scalp short, would be 102.32. Then obviously all the way up to 107.41. Those would be two levels I think the stock can be scalped on the short side. That would be your best risk reward in my opinion. Let's take a look at Transocean today. Ticker symbol RIG. This one is catching a bid today due to the fact that Carl Icahn has taken a stake in the stock. I think the stock is overbought here. I would not touch it. It may not be the greatest short candidate. It probably could pull back around the $59 level. Hard to pinpoint it exactly. What I'm going to say is, though, you don't want to own it. So I would leave it alone. I would not be a buyer of rig up here. The thing is just too overdone to the upside. But I'd probably wait for 59 and pierce of 59, maybe even $60 if you're aggressive and you want to try to scalp short that. It's a very tough scalp short with the news below it. But I would not be a buyer up here around $59 because of the fact that it is just overbought. The stock is severely overbought already. Let's take a look at Joseph A. Banks. Everybody knows this one, the clothier. JOSB is this ticker symbol. Stock closed at 46.27. Went a little bit parabolic over the past week. It is tumbling today. Stock is now trading at 38.45. That's a decent decline down. Strong gap as well. There's only one play here if you want to be aggressive on this one. Would be down to the $33.75 level. That's the only level I see where you could look for a bounce play in the morning. Other than that, strong gap down, let it fall. If it gets to 33.75, anybody wants to give it a shot on the scalp side, on the long side there, you can. This is a very thin stock, and what I mean by that is generally it only trades 200,000 shares a day on average. So I normally don't even like to give gap levels on stocks like this because it is a little bit on the thin side. But in any case, if it gets down to that 33.75, that's an area where you could get attracted to it for a bounce. Another stock I did see moving today was Netflix. This thing has been on a rampage surge ever since its big gap up, I believe that occurred on the 24th. So again, it's still flying higher. Netflix approaching the 175 level. The stock does have very good resistance around 179.30 to 178 to 180. So I'd love to pinpoint the exact to the penny. If I were to give you a level, I'd say 179.60. But in that 179 range, 180 level, that's where stock's going to face some pretty good resistance. So again, watch that level there. I don't know what kind of a pullback it will give you, but it's due to pull back, and this thing has had a big move already. So I think that's an attractive level for the stock. It's just had a tremendous move though as of late. There's a couple of other movers out here, but they're more on a lighter volume side, and I tend to just stay away from that. So we'll leave that alone going forward. As for events today, again, you have those early economic earnings, and I think that will pretty much be the gist of it. And we'll just have to see how this market shakes out. It is a Monday. Volume is going to be a little bit on the lighter side. We are dealing with overbought conditions, though. So, pullbacks are probable and possible, I should say. Not even probable. But the market's still in a euphoric state and really nothing wrong. You still have a very dull market, and it's hard to fight. So, again, I'll leave it there for today. We'll look at see what we have for tomorrow. But again, hopefully we get a good start to the new week, and I will see you all on the charts again tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Have a great trading day.